The Xiaomi Mi Essential Scooter is a cheap, lightweight, all-electric option for fast commuting around the city. What's up everyone, it's Ascending Mango here and welcome back to another video, and it's been a while, but today we're covering a piece of tech that I have been quite looking forward to, the Xiaomi Mi Essential Scooter. You see, I think scooters are this fantastic middle ground between walking and cycling and even using maybe a bike, because it's lightweight and it's really portable, and yet you can get to work without having to break a sweat. And once you get there, you can fold down the handlebars, bring it into work. Yeah, I think there's many advantages to using an electric scooter in a practical sense. And plus it's a cool techie thing, and just like with any bit of tech, there's plenty of specs to cover, so let's get into them. Right, so kicking things off, we have a fairly reasonable weight of around 12 kilograms. That's not terrible, and actually speaking of 12, the sort of perfect trifecta of 12 at least for this specific scooter, we have 12 miles an hour being more or less the top speed, and 12 miles also being its range, so you can go flat out for an hour. See, that's not terrible, and nor is the build quality. More or less everything is made out of aluminium. You have a fairly nice rubber mat with some decent grooves stuck onto the actual base of the scooter. That gives you plenty of grip. Otherwise, you know, it folds down fairly quickly. You can do it in maybe under 10 seconds once you start getting used to all the latches and bits and pieces like that. But the 8.5-inch wheels are something to keep in mind. You really need to be careful when maybe using this thing on the road around potholes and cracks and going up and down curbs. It's not going to be quite like a bike, and there's also no suspension, so you're going to be absorbing more or less every crack that you go over. So in terms of what you could see as some of the most important components on any vehicle, the brakes and the actual engine, quote unquote. Now the brakes, there's multiple ways of braking. You have the actual disc brake, which is just like on a bike. It's, you know, a squeezy handle thing on the left hand side, and you know that is going to do it. That's what you're going to be using in an emergency and a majority of the time. But otherwise, there is a type of regenerative braking that actually uses the motor to generate electricity, and that electricity is then put back into the battery. And so if you gained enough speed and you let go of the accelerator while the wheel is spinning, it's going to be generating electricity, which is going to give you maybe a percentage or two. You can also use this when going down a hill or a slope, but it's kind of a double-edged sword because you're going to be using quite a bit of juice to get to the top of that hill or slope in the first place. Now moving up to the top of the scooter, now it's a really smart design. We have the bell, which doubles as a latch, and that latch sort of hooks into this rubber piece at the bottom on the rear mudguard, so you can, you know, fold it down and use it like a handle. But we've also got a small little screen which will display whether your headlight is on, and there's 3 different modes. The first one of these modes is a very standard walking pace, so you're going to be going, yeah, similar sort of speed to your friends if you want to use this vehicle alongside them. The second is more of your traditional standard mode, probably where you're going to be using the vehicle the most. It limits your speed to 12 kilometers an hour, but this is probably the mode you're going to be in when you're going down a path or on the road. And then finally, the sport mode is, well, it unlocks the full potential. It allows you to go the full 20 kilometers an hour. And while I wouldn't recommend using the vehicle all the time in this mode, you know, you're going to be draining battery life a lot quicker, and it's probably a lot more unsafe. You know, at least consider protection if you do use this. Overall though, the scooter has a really nice build quality, and the accelerator dial itself is nice and responsive. It springs back into position. I can recommend this scooter to anyone that's potentially interested in buying one. I think it's pretty good value for money. However, when you're considering purchasing a scooter, take a look at, you know, how frequently you cycle maybe, or how far you need to go. That might determine as to what model you get, how much range you need. And take a look at your local laws and regulations governing scooters. You don't want to be breaking any laws. Otherwise, that's it. That has been my review on the Xiaomi Mi Essential Scooter. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.